Hola! Hello!
Welcome to a week from today, where I run you through all the video game news you missed last week. Today, we're going to be talking about the future, as in the future of porn, WB Interactive, Starfield, and Netflix. We'll also consider a games world without women and the death of journalism at IGN. Join me in my navel gazing as we look back on a week from today. A game too steamy for Valve? Holodecks, the future of adult entertainment, has gone through 3 different revisions, costing the developer approximately $20,000 in attempts to be accepted on Valve's sales platform Steam. The photorealistic virtual reality experience takes scanned 3D models of real adult film stars like Riley Reid and Marley Brinks, if my wife asks, I have no idea who they are, and brings them to life using the latest in chatbot technology. Steam, however, no stranger to adult content with games like Memoirs of a Battle Brothel, an RPG that contains sex scenes, or House Party, a pornographic point-and-click social simulator which contains the likeness of YouTube personality Letty Does Stuff, not to mention a plethora of hentai puzzle games, but Holodexxx apparently goes too far. We learned recently from documents released by Epic that the Epic Games Store had a $181 million loss in 2019 and is projected to have a $273 million loss in 2020. If you want to turn those projections around, I'm sure there's something that Holodexx's Riley Reid could do about that.
Number 2.
The media landscape is about to have a $43 billion shakeup. AT&T announced that it will spin off Warner Media and merge it with Discovery in a $43 billion deal that will result in the creation of a new premier standalone global entertainment company meant to compete with Netflix and Disney+. The merger will also divide the gaming division, which currently has a roster of 11 studios, including NetherRealm, Monolith, Avalanche, Rocksteady, TT Games, Portkey, and WB Game Studios in San Diego, Boston, Montreal, San Francisco, and New York. There is no word thus far on how the studios will be split, but WB Games has one of its strongest lineups for the coming year. Following the delays of Gotham Knights and Hogwarts Legacy, those titles will now join Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and possibly LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga next year. WB Games holds the rights to some of the biggest entertainment properties in the industry. My guess is that the larger studios will be retained by the new conglomerate company, and they'll institute some type of subscription service, probably similar to Game Pass for their blockbuster titles. The other half of the studios will be sold off to the highest bidder or possibly closed down and the teams dispersed. If that happens, especially for WB Montreal, watch how much talent flocks to Jade Raymond's new studio, Haven.
Number 3.
Speaking of subscription services, the new Netflix of gaming is Netflix? Yes, Netflix is considering a model similar to Apple Arcade, which would host a bundle of games available via subscription, including a number of exclusives for approximately $4.99 per month. The platform has experimented with interactive entertainment in the past with Black Mirror Bandersnatch, which was a choose-your-own-adventure movie, as well as producing 2 Stranger Things games with the help of third-party developers. The streaming giant announced this week that they are in search of veteran industry executives to help expand their efforts into the video game marketplace, so who could they be? After stepping down from GameStop's board of directors earlier this year, Reggie Fils-Aimé would be a mind-blowing acquisition. Or what about Cliff Bleszinski of Gears of War fame, who teased on Twitter that he was working on a new project, further stating, bear in mind, it may not necessarily be a video game. The rumor mill is about to run wild with speculation, so who do you think Netflix has been approaching?
Number 4.
Starfield's going to be an Xbox exclusive coming fall 2022? The news started this week when industry insider Jeff Grubb at VentureBeat confirmed that Bethesda's new open-world space adventure would be a PC Xbox exclusive title. Since then, leaks and rumors have been swirling, and they reached a boiling point when Luke Stevens posted a tweet saying that the game is finished, it's being polished, and will be coming out this year. This started a journalist dogpile with Leanna Rupert of Game Informer, Jason Schreier of Bloomberg, and Tom Warren of The Verge squashing these rumors immediately, reporting that we will not see this new IP until fall 2022. Now, Bethesda and Xbox have confirmed they will have a presence at E3, and I assume they will lay all these rumors to rest in a few weeks.
Number 5.
A new survey conducted by Lenovo on the experience of female gamers released some alarming statistics this week. Of the 900 female gamers that were surveyed, 59% hid their gender while gaming to avoid harassment. 77% of the female participants admitted to dealing with some form of harassment. 70% had their competency questioned. 65% had fallen victim to gatekeeping. 50% had been patronized, and 44% have had to deal with unsolicited relationship asks. Of the participants, 71% agreed that companies could help the situation by including more female gamers in their advertising campaigns, like showing more women playing AAA titles or having women providing voiceovers. Or, here's a thought, stop being dicks. Seems like a fairly reasonable solution. Do you want to know what our video game landscape would look like without women? We would instantly lose Jade Raymond, Amy Hennig, Bonnie Ross, and Kim Swift. With them out of the industry, say goodbye to game franchises like Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, Legacy of Kain, Jak and Daxter, Uncharted, Mass Effect, Psychonauts, Gears of War, Crackdown, Halo, Portal, Left 4 Dead. Studios like Ubisoft Toronto, EA Motive, and 343 Industries would have never existed. RIP to all your favorite female characters in games, because talent like Jennifer Hale, Tara Strong, Ashley Johnson, Laura Bailey, they wouldn't be there to bring these characters to life. And that's just naming a fraction off the top of my head. Next time you roll credits on your favorite game, count how many females are involved. Inclusivity isn't just allowing people to be here, but actually valuing their presence. So let's not harass and scare away the future leaders and innovators of our industry. In the most tragic news of the week, IGN's editorial staff made a post offering the readers ways to support charities that help injured and sick children, supply educational resources and food assistance to victims, and provide emergency medical relief for the wounded or displaced Palestinians as a result of the humanitarian crisis and war crimes being committed in Gaza, the West Bank, and Jerusalem. Since the violence began there a week ago, thousands of people have been displaced, 1,500 Palestinians have been injured, 212 have been killed, which includes 61 children just in Gaza alone. In a blatant instance of corporate overreach, IGN's upper management and board of directors decided to place the business interests of the publication's ownership over journalistic integrity and remove the post without consulting the editorial staff. Now, this wasn't links in support of bombs for Hamas. This was using your platform to help children and civilians harmed by the horrors of war. That should never be controversial, no matter which side you feel is justified. And that's the news you missed last week. You are officially caught up, and if you want to stay caught up, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you a week from today.